Hello class, good morning. So this week we talk about constructing and interpreting circle graphs. So circle graphs are often used to describe set of data. They show the relationship between parts of data to the whole or reference data. So the circle represents the whole. The circle is separated into parts of the whole, and in the given problem, so that is circle graphs. So the whole circle represents the total or, or the reference data, and it will be divided into parts. So a circle graph or pie graph represents data as a circular region divided into sections called sectors. So when you divide that circle into sections, those parts is what we call sectors. The size of such sectors corresponds to the part of the data represented. So the whole circle represents the total frequency. So the whole circle represents the total frequency. Circle graphs shows how many sections or parts are related to the whole. A pie or a circle graph shows little of range, but it allows you to see the relationship of the part to the whole. So how to make circle graph? First is know the whole reference data and parts of the whole and add the data all together to calculate the whole or total. In short, in step 1, you should know the whole data or the reference data. And this question must be answered. What is the whole or reference data and what are the parts? The second one is compute the ratio of each section to the whole or total by dividing each one by the total reference data. So how to compute the ratio? Part divided by whole. So for example, for you to compute the ratio, part divided by whole, and to get the percentage, part divided by whole times 100. Next is compute the angle measure in degrees for each section by multiplying the corresponding decimal for each percent by 360. So number of degrees in 1 revolution times percent or 360 times decimal. For example, 360 times 20%, so that can be written as 360 times 0.02. Then multiply to get the degrees or measure or angle measure in degrees. The fourth one is draw a circle using a compass. And next is place your protractor on the circle. The sixth step is draw the sections or parts of the circle graph by starting at 12 o'clock position on the circle. So now you will use the data that you've gathered from step 3. And for the last step, color each sector or section of the pie chart a different color. So that is how we make circle or pie graph. So example number 1, out of 100 people surveyed about their favorite snacks, 25 likes hamburgers, compute the ratio that will represent this group. So since the reference is, or the total or the whole data is 100, and we have 25 likes hamburgers, so to get the ratio, part divided by whole, 25 divided by 100, or 1/4. So that is the ratio of the part from the whole. Example number 2, what is the measure of a section in degrees that represents 20% of the data? So since we can get the angle measure or measure of section in degrees by multiplying 360 to the percent or decimal. So for example, n is equal to 360 times 20%, then we can write it as 360 times 0.2. This is the easier one. You will convert percent into decimal. So 360 degrees times 0.2, the answer is 72 degrees. So using your protractor, you can draw now 72 degrees on a circle graph or a pie graph. So that's how we get the measure of section in degrees, 360 times the percent. 360 times 0.2 is equal to 72 degrees. A group of 30 pupils was asked, what is your favorite color? The survey results were the following: red 6, blue 12, purple 3, green 9. Draw the sectors in a circle graph to show the data. So since the reference or the whole data is 30, for red we have 6. So 30 over 6 over 30 is 0.2, 20%. Blue sector 12 over 30, that is 0.4 or 40%. Next is purple sector 3 over 30, that is 0.1 or 10%. Green sector 9 over 30, that is 0.3, 30%. So after we get the ratio and the percentage, then it is time to get the angle or the measure of sections in degrees. So since for the first one, 20%, red is 20%, 360 times 0.2, that is 72 degrees. Blue is 0.4% or 40% or 0.4. 360 times 0.4 is 144 degrees. Next is purple. 360 times 101 or 0.1, which is 10%, the answer is 36 degrees. And green color, 360 times 0.3, that is 108 degrees. So after you get all the degrees, then you can draw it now on a pie graph. So the first one is the 72 degrees, this blue color. Okay, this is 72 degrees. Next is this orange one is for the blue, which is 144 degrees. The smallest one is purple, which is 36 degrees, and the other one, this yellow, represents green, which is 108 degrees. But this one is the actual picture. So 36 degrees for so 36 degrees for purple, 144 degrees for blue, 100 degrees for green, and 72 degrees for the red one. So that's how we draw pie graph. Mrs. Moreno took survey of the pupils in her class to find out their favorite ice cream flavor. The results were chocolate 10%, vanilla 5%, strawberry 20, chocolate 10, vanilla 5, strawberry 20, and ube 15. So to get the whole data or reference data of this problem, then we should add first all the variables. So we have 10, 5, 20, and 15, total of 50. So that is our whole data, 50. So now we will calculate the ratio, percent, and angle measure. So this one is the table. First is the ratio, next is the percent, next is angle measure. So 20 divided by 50, the answer is 0.4. Then multiply it to 100%, then you will get 40%. Then 0.04 times 360, that is 144 degrees. Next, 15 over 50, that is 0.03% or 0.03. In percent, 30%. So when you get the angle measure, 0.3 times 50, then the answer is 108%. For the chocolate, 10 over 50, 20%. So when you get the angle measure, 0.2 times 360. Next is vanilla. 5 divided by, or 5 over 50, which is 10%. 0.1 times 360, you will get 36%. I will repeat. To get the percent, just divide here. Okay, 20 divided by 50. So you will get a decimal answer, which is 0.4. Then to get the percent times 100%, that's why we have 40% here. And to get the angle measure, percent, you will convert it into decimal. From 40%, it will become 0.4 times 360, that is 144%. That's how we get the percent and angle measure. So here is the favorite ice cream flavor of 50 pupils. So this one is the pie or circle graph of the given data. So 10% for vanilla, 20% for chocolate, 30% for ube, and 40% for strawberry. For your activity, answer practice A on page 397. Take a photo of your answers and send it via private message. Deadline March 30.